My name is Vincent. I live in a small, quiet town. Every morning, I wake up early, before the sun is fully up. I like the morning because it is calm and peaceful. The air feels fresh, and everything is silent. I sit on my bed and take a deep breath. Then I say to myself, today, I will learn English. English was not easy for me at first. I was afraid to speak. I was afraid to make mistakes. But one day, I decided to change. I went to the window and looked outside. People were walking to work. Birds were flying in the sky. I told myself, if they can move forward, I can also move forward. After washing my face, I sit at my small table. On the table, there is a notebook, a pen, and my phone. I open my notebook. On the first page, I write one simple sentence. I want to speak English with confidence. I read this sentence slowly. I read it again and again. At that moment, I feel a little stronger inside. Vincent sits quietly at the table. The room is small, but his dream is big. He opens his phone and plays a short English audio. The words sound fast. Sometimes, he does not understand anything. He pauses the audio. He feels confused. For a moment, he wants to stop. He thinks, why is English so hard? But then he remembers his sentence in the notebook. I want to speak English with confidence. He listens again. This time, very slowly. He repeats each sentence out loud. His pronunciation is not perfect. Sometimes, he says the wrong word. He makes mistakes. He feels shy, even when he is alone. But he keeps speaking. After some time, his throat feels dry. His head feels tired. Still, he does not give up. In the afternoon, Vincent goes outside. He walks on the street and wears earphones. He listens to simple English stories. People pass by him. Cars move fast. But inside his mind, only English is playing. At night, he opens his notebook again. He writes new words. He writes their meaning. He makes small sentences. Some days, he feels progress. Some days, he feels nothing. There are nights when he thinks, am I really improving? Those nights are the hardest. But every morning, he starts again. Days slowly turn into weeks. Vincent keeps his routine the same. Every morning, every afternoon, every night. Some mornings are easy. He understands sentences clearly. He smiles and feels proud. But some mornings are very difficult. One day, Vincent tries to speak English in front of the mirror. He looks at his own eyes and starts talking. My name is Vincent. I am learning English. I want to improve my speaking. Suddenly, his mind goes blank. He forgets words. His tongue feels heavy. He stops. He looks away from the mirror. He feels disappointed. He thinks, why can I understand English but not speak it? That question hurts him deeply. At night, Vincent listens to native speakers. Their English sounds smooth and fast. It feels impossible to reach that level. For a moment, he compares himself with them. And comparison makes him weak. He closes his phone. He sits silently on his bed. The room is dark. Only a small light is on. He talks to himself quietly. I am not late. I am not stupid. I am learning. These words calm his heart. The next day, Vincent tries a new method. He starts thinking in English. When he drinks water, he thinks, I am drinking water. When he walks, he thinks, I am walking slowly. Small sentences. Very simple sentences. At first, it feels strange. But slowly, it feels natural. One evening, Vincent speaks English for 5 minutes without stopping. The sentences are simple, but they are clear. He stops and smiles. It is not fluency yet, but it is progress. And progress gives him hope. There was something about Vincent that no one knew. From the outside, his life looked normal. But inside, it was heavy. Very heavy. Vincent did not come from an easy background. Money was always tight. Dreams were always delayed. When he was younger, he wanted to join an English class. He searched online. He checked prices. Every class was expensive. He closed the website quietly. He told himself, "Not now. Maybe later." But later never came. Instead of a class, Vincent chose something harder. He chose self-discipline. Every day after work, when his body was tired, he still opened his notebook. Some nights, he slept with his phone in his hand. English audio still playing. Many times, he felt lonely. His friends laughed at him. "Why are you learning English? You don't need it. It's too late." Those words stayed in his mind. But Vincent stayed silent. He stopped explaining his dreams to people. He stopped asking for approval. He started waking up 1 hour earlier than everyone else. That 1 hour became his secret weapon. No noise. No distraction. Only English. He did not memorize big words. He did not rush. He listened to the same story again and again. 10 times. 20 times. People move forward by speed. Vincent moved forward by consistency. One day, something unexpected happened. At a small shop, a foreign customer walked in. The shop owner looked confused. Everyone stayed quiet. Vincent's heart started beating fast. He knew the words. But fear stopped him. His hands were shaking. Then he remembered all those mornings. All those nights. All those lonely hours. He took one step forward. But before he could speak, he stopped. Doubt hit him again. What if I fail? What if I sound stupid? That moment changed everything. That silence inside the shop felt endless. Vincent stood there, frozen. The foreign customer looked around, waiting. The shop owner struggled with gestures. Nothing was clear. Vincent's heart was loud in his ears. His throat felt dry. His mind raced. He remembered something important. All his life, he had avoided moments like this. Moments where he could fail. Moments where people could judge him. He had always stepped back. This time, he did not. He took a slow breath. He spoke, softly at first. "Can I help you?" The words were not perfect, but they were real. The customer smiled. That smile changed Vincent's body. The fear loosened. The tension dropped. He continued speaking. Short sentences. Simple words. The conversation was small. Very small. But for Vincent, it was huge. When the customer left, no one clapped. No one said anything. But inside Vincent, something broke open. On his way home, he walked slowly. He replayed every word in his head. He realized something powerful. He did not learn English in a class. He did not learn it from books alone. He learned it in silence. In repetition. In showing up every day. That night, he did not open his notebook. He just sat quietly. For the first time, he felt close. Not fluent, but close. And closeness felt dangerous, because now there was no excuse left. The next morning did not feel special.
No celebration.
No sudden confidence. Vincent woke up tired. His body felt heavy. His mind felt slow. That scared him. He thought, was yesterday just luck? At work, he stayed quiet again. English did not come out easily now. The flow was gone. Doubt returned. During lunch, he sat alone. He opened his phone. He almost skipped practice. Almost. Instead, he listened to the same old audio. The one he knew by heart. Every word felt familiar, but also fragile. That evening, Vincent faced a choice. Rest or repeat. He chose repeat. He spoke aloud while walking. People stared. He did not care. He made mistakes again. Big ones. That hurt more than before. Because now, he knew better. At night, he felt pressure. Pressure to improve faster. Pressure to prove himself. He closed his eyes and remembered something simple. English was not a race. It was a habit. So he slowed down. Same time. Same place. Same effort.
No skipping.
The next day, English returned quietly. Not strong. Not weak. Just steady. And steady was enough. For now. Weeks passed, but Vincent did not count them anymore. He stopped waiting for motivation. He stopped chasing fast results. English became part of his life. Like brushing his teeth. Like breathing. Some days were boring. Very boring. He listened to the same stories again. The same voices. The same accents. At times, he hated that repetition. He asked himself, am I stuck? Then something unexpected happened. One evening, Vincent received a call. A small opportunity. A job interview. The interviewer spoke English. Not fast. Not slow. Normal. Vincent's chest tightened. That night, he could not sleep. Old fear came back. Stronger than before. He practiced answers. Then forgot them. Then practiced again. In the interview, his voice shook. His grammar broke. His sentences were imperfect. But he did not stop. He explained. He clarified. He kept going. After the call ended, he felt empty.
No excitement. No sadness.
Just quiet. Days later, the result came. Vincent did not get the job. For a moment, everything felt pointless. But then he realized something deep. He had survived the interview. In English. That alone meant growth. He opened his notebook again, turned the page, and wrote one line. I am not fluent yet, but I am no longer afraid. After the interview, Vincent felt exposed. Not defeated. Exposed. He realized something uncomfortable. English had become part of his identity. So when he failed, it felt personal. For a few days, he avoided practice. Not fully. Just enough to lie to himself. He listened without focus. He repeated without meaning. Consistency cracked. One morning, he noticed it. That scared him more than failure. He remembered all the people who quit at this stage. People who reached almost good. And stopped. Vincent made a quiet rule. No 0 days. Even if it was 5 minutes. Even if it was bad English. 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 30. He changed one thing. He stopped learning English. He started using English. He spoke to himself while cooking. He described his day out loud. He explained his problems in English. Some sentences were broken. Some made no sense. But they were alive. One night, he recorded his voice. He listened. He hated it. Then he listened again. It was clearer than before. That moment hit him slowly. Fluency was not a jump. It was a curve. And he was already on it. Not at the top. Not even close. But moving. Always moving. One evening, Vincent was walking home as usual. Nothing special. Same road. Same noise. His phone rang. He answered without thinking. The voice on the other side spoke English. Fast. Natural. Normally, Vincent would panic. Normally, he would prepare in his head. This time, he didn't. He replied. Not perfectly. Not fluently. But without fear. The conversation lasted only 2 minutes. When it ended, Vincent stopped walking. He stood there still. Something felt different. He replayed the call in his mind. He noticed something shocking. He had not translated in his head. He had not searched for words. They came. Slowly. Naturally. That realization scared him. Because it meant one thing. There was no going back. English was no longer something he practiced. It was something he carried. That night, Vincent did not feel excited. He felt responsible. Now, stopping would mean losing something real. The next days tested him harder. Long conversations. Unexpected questions. Sometimes he struggled. Sometimes he paused. But he never froze. Mistakes happened. Embarrassment happened. Fear did not return. He understood the truth then. Confidence was not loud. It was calm. And calm meant control. Vincent looked at his old notebook. The first sentence stared back at him. I want to speak English with confidence. He smiled quietly. He was not done yet. But he was already changed. Vincent's life began to shift quietly. He noticed opportunities he never saw before. Simple ones, small talks with strangers, reading articles without translating, writing messages confidently. But the hardest challenge was not speaking. It was maintaining discipline. One morning, he woke up exhausted. His body ached. His mind screamed for rest. Skipping a day seemed harmless. One day, nothing would change. But that one day could grow into many. Vincent remembered every lonely night he had spent repeating stories, writing sentences, and correcting mistakes. He remembered the failures, the fear, the interviews, the moments when he almost gave up. He told himself, I cannot waste all this. So he got up. He opened his notebook. He listened to audio again. He repeated sentences aloud, even when his throat hurt. He practiced until the sounds felt natural. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Then one day, something extraordinary happened. Vincent joined an online conversation group. Real people. Native speakers. Live. He was nervous. His hands shook. He almost stayed quiet. But then he remembered the shop. The interviews. The countless nights. He spoke. Not perfectly. Not flawlessly. But clearly. He was understood. They smiled. They nodded. They responded to him naturally. For the first time, Vincent felt English flowing inside him. Not practiced. Not repeated. Alive. That night, He wrote a new sentence in his notebook. I am learning English every day, and it is part of me now. For the first time, the journey felt like it mattered. Not the destination. The journey itself was his victory. Vincent's confidence grew slowly but steadily. He no longer feared making mistakes. He embraced them. Each mistake became a lesson, a small victory in disguise. One afternoon, he received an unexpected email. A company he admired wanted him to join a project. The email was in English. Before, he would have hesitated. He would have read and reread it, worried about misunderstanding. Now he read it once, clearly understood every word, and replied immediately. That night, he reflected on his journey. He thought about the lonely mornings, the endless repetition, the fear, the shame. He thought about the shop, the interviews, the small victories no one noticed. And he realized something profound. English was never just a language. It was patience. It was perseverance. It was courage. Vincent understood that fluency was not an endpoint. It was a process, a daily choice to keep learning, to keep improving. From that day, he set a new rule for himself. Every day, even 5 minutes counts. Every day, progress matters more than perfection. Vincent smiled quietly. He knew he had not arrived. But he had grown far beyond the person who had sat by the window, afraid to speak, months ago. The journey continued, stronger, steadier, and full of purpose. Vincent's daily routine became smoother. He woke up, practiced English, listened, spoke and wrote. The fear that had once controlled him had faded. It did not disappear completely, but it no longer stopped him. Opportunities started to appear naturally. He could speak confidently in meetings, discuss ideas online, and connect with people around the world. Yet, Vincent remembered every struggle. The long nights, the lonely mornings, the days when he felt nothing was happening. Those moments had built him. They had shaped his patience and resilience. He began helping others quietly. A friend wanted to learn English but feared speaking. Vincent shared his methods, the importance of consistency, small daily steps, and learning from mistakes. He noticed something remarkable. By helping others, his own understanding deepened. Each tip, each practice session reminded him of his journey and strengthened his confidence further. One evening, he looked at his first notebook again. The sentence on the first page, "I want to speak English with confidence," made him smile. He whispered to himself, "I have grown. I am not perfect, but I am fluent enough to keep growing every day." And for the first time, Vincent realized English was no longer a challenge or a struggle. It was part of who he had become. Vincent sat by the window one last time, reflecting. He remembered the boy who was afraid to speak. The boy who stopped himself from trying. The boy who almost gave up countless times. Now, that boy was gone. Vincent had learned English not by shortcuts, not by luck, but by patience, persistence, and daily effort. Every mistake, every struggle, every lonely night had shaped him into someone stronger. He realized something simple yet powerful. Fluency is not about knowing everything. It is about showing up every day, facing fear, and continuing despite failure. Vincent smiled and whispered to himself, "Learning never ends. But I am proud of how far I've come. I can speak. I can express. I can grow." For any English learner, he had a message. Your journey may be slow. You may stumble. You may feel afraid. But consistency, courage, and patience will take you farther than fear ever can. Keep going, and one day, You will look back and be amazed at how much you have grown. With that thought, Vincent closed his notebook. He knew tomorrow would be another day of learning, but now he faced it with confidence, calm, and hope. The journey was complete, not because he had mastered everything, but because he had mastered himself. Vincent sat quietly, looking at the sunset. He remembered the boy who was afraid to speak. The lonely nights, the mistakes, the fear. Now, that boy was gone. He had learned English not by shortcuts, not by luck, but through patience, persistence, and daily effort. He smiled and whispered, "I am not perfect. I am still learning. But I am strong. I am capable. I can grow." For every learner, his message was clear. No matter how slow your journey feels, every small step counts. Never give up. Keep trying, keep practicing, and you will become unstoppable. Vincent closed his notebook. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but now he faced them with confidence, courage, and hope. And this was the ultimate truth: success comes to those who refuse to quit. He remembered the boy who was afraid to speak. The lonely nights, the countless mistakes, the fear, and the doubts. Now, that boy was gone. He had learned English not by shortcuts, not by luck, but through patience, persistence, courage, and daily effort. He smiled and whispered, "I am not perfect. I am still learning. But I am strong. I am capable. I can grow. I can achieve anything I set my mind to." For every learner, his message was clear. No matter how slow your journey feels, every small step counts. Every failure is a lesson. Every struggle makes you stronger. Never give up. Keep practicing, keep trying, and you will become unstoppable. Your consistency and courage will turn your dreams into reality. Vincent closed his notebook. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but now he faced them with confidence, determination, hope, and belief in himself. And the ultimate truth was, success comes to those who refuse to quit, who embrace the journey, and who believe in their own power.